Hi, good morning. So now I'm going to go into the science, right? The science of the lunar eclipse 2022. So I'm going to be using the CNN website. I'm going to use the New York Times website because I am in New York. They have other articles. I'm not going to I'm not going to front like I'm not going to how you say I'm not everywhere. I'm in New York, so I'm gonna look up New York, but they have other articles for other cities, other towns, other states. But I'm gonna just look up New York. It's because I'm in New York, so I wanna know New York. And then I did I found that article. It says the year's first lunar eclipse will not be visible in Pakistan. So that's like damn, they won't be able to see it. But it's so cool to be able to see it. So, but I'm going to talk about that last because I am not in Pakistan. So I'm sorry, people that are in Pakistan, they won't be able to see the lunar eclipse tonight. But I'm going to go into what is this? What did I do? CNN always has all this stuff and it's just too much. Like they just do too much on their website. But a total lunar eclipse will turn the moon red. Here's how to watch. So, and then the link for this article, I am going to put it in the description box so you can see it for yourself. It was written 11:59 a.m. on Saturday, May 14th, 2022. So it was just yesterday. They just made this article because the full moon is tonight. It's tonight, and then it goes into the morning time, like 12 a.m. So then they're gonna talk about. Let's see what CNN is talking about. CNN, May's full moon has stargazers seeing red. The moon will glow a scarlet color during this year's first total lunar eclipse on Sunday. A star contrast to its ordinary milky white sheen. So instead of looking white like how it always looks, like a full moon is just white, it's gonna look a little bit red. A partial eclipse at 10:27 p.m. on Sunday, with the total lunar eclipse starting at 11:29 p.m. according to Earth Sky. That's another website, earthsky.com. That's for the science of it. They'll give you the times and everything so you can watch it. The total eclipse will end at 12:53 a.m. on Monday, and the partial eclipse will end at 1:53 a.m. Monday. But it's still, how the time goes. That's midnight, 1 a.m. So that's really late at night. A lunar eclipse occurs when the moon, the earth, and the sun fall into alignment, with the moon passing through Earth's shadow, according to NASA. When the moon passes through the darkest part of the Earth's shadow, called the umbra. Damn, it's like anything you touch on the site, anything, because it's touch screen. So anything I touch, it goes into a whole nother site. So I'm like, oh my god. The umbra is known as the total lunar eclipse, the space agency said. Okay, so they're going into space, NASA, and the Earth Sky website. So they're getting their information from other articles also. So I'm getting my information from CNN, and CNN is getting their information from NASA and the sky.com. So I'm like, okay. So it's facts. So when the sun's rays reach the earth, much of the blue, I think it's because I have cats and I probably had the hair on me. Much of the blue and green light is scattered while the orange and red color remains visible. When the sun's rays reach the earth, so the sun's rays come down on us, much of the green and blue light is scattered while the orange and red colors remain visible, which is why the moon turns a reddish hue and is often referred to as the blood moon, according to the Old Farmer's Almanac. When I read the almanac, the Farmer's Almanac, the other day, they called May's full moon the flower full moon, but that's when it's just a regular full moon. They call it the flower full moon. But because it's an eclipse the same time as the full moon, so they're going as the red moon or the blood moon. Not everyone will be able to catch a glimpse of the total lunar eclipse because it's to be night. It needs to be nighttime to see it, said Noah Petro, chief of NASA's Planetary Geology, Psychophysics, and Geochemistry lab. So this is the science. This is the science of it. People in South America and the eastern part of North America will have a great view of the lunar eclipse. The total lunar eclipse will be visible in much of Africa, Europe, and South America, and most of North America. About 2 lunar eclipses occur each year, and the next will be a total lunar eclipse in November, Petro said. There will be a total lunar eclipse until March 2025, he added. And then it talks about like how to view the lunar eclipses. So it refers the Farmer's Almanac. When the Farmer's Almanac, because the full moon is in May, it's called the flower full moon. So, and then I did another article before I did this article, and they call it the flower blood moon. No, they called it the super flower blood moon. That's what they called it. So I'm like, wow. And then it's called a lunar eclipse because it's at night. When it's called a solar eclipse, that's when it's during the day, and when when the sun covers the moon. So or the moon covers the sun. So it's a solar eclipse. So and then when it's a lunar eclipse, it's the earth is covering the moon. It's different, but it's at night. It's during the nighttime. It's not during the day. So you don't need shades to see it. You just have to be up. A lot of us are going to sleep at that time. So, but this, let's see. Lunar and solar eclipses. Let's go into that. In addition to one more total lunar eclipse in 2022, there will also be partial solar eclipse, according to the Farmer's Almanac. Partial solar eclipses occur when the moon passes. That's what I was just talking about. The solar eclipses occur when the moon passes in front of the sun, but only blocks some of its light. Be sure to wear proper eclipse glasses. That's the shades I was just talking about. To view solar eclipses safely, as the sun's light can be damaging to your eyes. So that's when it's the sun. When it's a solar eclipse. Solar eclipse is when the moon passes in front of the sun. So say that this is the sun and the moon goes in front of the sun. So you need to see it with shades. When it's solar, you need shades. You cannot view it without shades. You can go blind. You can lose your vision. I remember because that happened. There was a solar eclipse and it was in the summertime. And people wanted to see it and they were staring at the sun and they damaged their eyes because they were staring at it. And you're not supposed to stare at it because it can hurt your eyes. The science, right? Partial solar eclipses on October 25th will be visible to those in Greenland, Iceland, Europe, northeastern Africa, and the Middle East, Western Asia, India, and Western China. It won't be visible from North America. We're in North America, so we won't be able to see it. The United States won't be able to see it, but everywhere else will be able to see it. That's in October, October 25th. So after this weekend, the next total lunar eclipse will also be displayed for those in Asia, Australia, and the Pacific and South and North America on November 8th between 3:01 a.m. Wow, and 8:58 a.m. But the moon will be setting for those in eastern regions of North America. So it's probably like when the time comes, they're going to be talking about it more and there'll be more information that I can give instead of just the dates. Because this is just giving the dates and the time, like October 25th. And then they said November 8th. And then they said places that won't be able to see it. The United States won't be able to see it, but everywhere else will be able to see it. So let's see the New York Times article. It's a total lunar eclipse in prime time, how to watch. So the New York Times article is just talking about how to you can be able to see the full moon. Well, you can see the eclipse. Ooh, burnt myself. Finally, a good reason to stay up on a Saturday. Oh no, on a Sunday night. A total lunar eclipse. Lunar watchers throughout the United States can experience some heavenly wonder as Earth's shadows covers the moon during prime viewing hours, the night of May 15th. Those on the East Coast can watch our natural satellite start to turn an eerie copper red color at around 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time during one of the longest lunar eclipses in recent memory. Okay, they make it sound so exciting, right? For pretty much all of North America, this is a tremendous viewing opportunity. Oh my God, said Mad Hulikia, and Mad Hulikia, the names are so difficult. Gutha Thakurta, an astrophysicist at NASA's Goddard Spacecraft Center in Greenbelt, MD. That must be in Maryland. Where and when can I watch the lunar eclipse? Okay. The eclipse will be visible for a large portion of the world, including those in the Americas, much of Europe and Africa, and parts of the Pacific. Joseph Rao, an associate astronomer at the Hayden Planetarium in New York, estimates that some 2.7 billion people should be able to catch at least part of the eclipse. Okay, not long after sunset, the left-hand side of the moon should start appearing dusty, but the main event kicks off around 10:28 p.m. Eastern Time when the moon enters Earth's central shadow, known as the umbra. At that time, it will begin to look like something has taken a bite out of the moon. Okay. So, and then when you look at it, it's gonna look like it's gonna have like, this is the moon, right? And then it's gonna have like a shadow coming through. So it's gonna look like somebody bit a piece of the moon off. So that's, I wanna see. I wanna see it. So it's at 11:30. Let's go at 11:30. 10:29. No, it's 10:28. It kicks off around 10:28. So like, just be ready. Like by 10:28. Then it starts at 11:29, and then you could just watch it throughout. It might go to sleep, might fall asleep watching the moon. Okay, back to the article. When the moon is about 3/4 of the way into the umbra, it should start lighting up with a reddish hue, like your electric ring when the coils begin to glow. Mr. Rao said. Okay, so it's gonna start looking like a bite has been taken out of the moon, but it's gonna still be white, and then later it's gonna start turning red. So I guess when the moon covers it, the moon covers it, it's gonna be red. It's gonna be red. So it's like you have to watch it completely so you can see it red. Okay, back to the article. At 11:29, the moon will be in the deepest portions of the Earth's shadow, and the total eclipse will begin in earnest. The eclipse will peak shortly after midnight at roughly 12:12 a.m. and remain that copper color until 1 a.m. The moon will leave the umbra at 1:56 a.m., regaining its pearlescent hue at the work week begins. So it's going to go back to normal. So the only time you're going to be able to view it in the red color is from like the 11:29 it starts, and then it's like until 12:53, and then that's it, and then it's gonna just be regular the white moon. So you have to watch it. It's only like an hour. You will only be able to see it red for like an hour. Oh my God. Okay, it's fine. Back to the article. Viewers farther west won't have to strain to stay up up quite as late, with the most stunning viewers of the red moon beginning from around 8:29 p.m. Pacific time, the peak occurring just before 9:12 p.m., and the total eclipse ending by 9:54 p.m. Observers in Hawaii will be able to see the moon rise looking like a reddish ball. Oh, what happened? See, I touched it and then it went somewhere else. I could scream. Let's see. Okay, so the people in Hawaii. We were talking about the people in Hawaii will be able to see the moon rise looking like a reddish ball, Mr. Rao said, while those in Europe and Africa will be able to view the opposite effect, watching the full moon drop below the horizon during the total eclipse. The quirks of celestial mechanics mean that totality, when the moon is blood red in the deepest shadow, lasts longer than average, roughly 1 hour and 25 minutes. That means that's the only time you'll be able to watch it. It's 1 hour and 25 minutes. And then after that, it's going to be the regular milky white color, giving skywalkers ample opportunity to savor the event. This makes it the longest total lunar eclipse visible for much of the United States since August 1989. Wow. And we're in 2022 right now. That's like more than 20, 40 years ago. Yeah, 30 years ago. Yeah. What do I need to watch the eclipse? That's the question. Let's see. No fancy equipment is needed to view the otherworldly spectacle. If the weather is clear, it's cloudy and rainy. So I hope that I'll be able to see it, because I haven't been able to see the moon because it's cloudy over here. Just look up and locate the moon at night. Darker skies are better for catching the subtleties of the moon color change, but even those in cities will have fine views of the moon's eclipse. I'm so high up, like I could see the moon all the time, but this weather, it's raining and it's cloudy. So, but it's not cold, it's just cloudy and raining. So I hope I'll be able to see it, but if I'm not, I'll have to watch it on YouTube somewhere, because it is happening at such a comfortable time. I would suggest trying to observe it from the beginning to the end. His name is like, oof, Guthrankutra said. Guthrakutra said, binoculars or a backyard telescope will help bring out the red color, she added. Oh, it's a woman. Dr. Guthrakutra said she's a woman. Okay, she added. So it's saying that she said for you to view the red color, you're going to need binoculars or whatever. Viewers with access to such instruments should be able to watch the Earth's shadow pass over craters, valleys, and mountains on the moon and see such features take on the scarlet hue. NASA's Goddard Center hosts maps and visualizations of both the moon during the eclipse and where the Earth and the eclipse will be observable. So, Dr. Gunthakutra suggested that those interested can acquaint themselves with details of the event beforehand and learn more about lunar topography. So this is the science. Going into the science. How does the lunar eclipse work again? Okay, lunar eclipses occur when our planet becomes its two major heavenly companions, the sun and the moon. The moon glow is actually reflected sunlight, and so the lunar surface gradually darkens as the moon falls into the Earth's long shadow. So when the moon goes into the shadow of the Earth, it should black out and disappear. Mr. Rao said instead it changes this eerie copper or reddish color. That's because the Earth's atmosphere is lessening sunlight around the edges of our planet. Everything other than the longest and reddest wavelengths are filtered out, and combined glow of all the world's sunrises and sunsets gets projected On the other rides, gray moon. Gray moon. Okay, so that's it. I was excited about the science of it because it explained how it turns red. You'll only be able to see it for like an hour, 52 minutes. So you can pay attention, start paying attention like at 10 something. Give yourself an hour and a half hour before it starts. It starts like at 11:30 and it goes straight into like 12:12, 12:53, 1 a.m. So it's like just stay up late and look at the moon. I'm high up, so I'll be able to see the moon, but the weather here is like really cloudy and foggy and raining. So I don't know if I'll be able to see it, but I am going to look forward to it. If I'm able to see it, I will be happy. So I'm going to just use these two articles because they were pretty good. They were for New York and the CNN. So I'm going to put the links in the description box. If you're interested, you can just click on the link for CNN, and CNN has all of the other states. It has every other state that you can go into, and you can look at the times of what time would be good for you because we're in different time zones. So with New York time zones, our time zones is really late, so it's going to be like at 11:30 at night. Other places can see it like at 9 o'clock. They'll be able to see it. So you just have to look at your time zone so you'll get the right timing for you to be able to see the moon, the blood moon, the full lunar eclipse. It's a big deal. It is a big deal. It's going to be on the news. It's going to be all over. Anyway, the science. Always lead with love. Thanks for watching. Bye.